Yo, back with another video, Monday recap. Hope everyone had a great Monday. I just got home from school and I'm starving, dude. I was really hangry the entire day today. I didn't eat till I ate around like 2. I'm eating my dinner right now. Um, so we started a new eval. Y'all can see we are up 1,400 on the account. Today was pretty weird in terms of price actions. No news. It was definitely dry, but I think spicy. No news. It was pretty dry, but we caught some good trades today. I would say. We did use for rally inverse for rally gaps, and a lot of the both of them were kind of like a retrades back into it, right? But we're going to jump into today. We're going to be going over the two trades I ended up taking, which are both right here. And then there was also a trade in the morning I did not take. It was a 5-minute inversion back to the downside. And yeah, so let's just jump into it. I am going to be doing this on TradingView like always. What the hell is this? Black Friday sale. Oh, damn. All right, cool. So let me put this up, put this to the side. We could go off of market replay. Where is AM? That's Sunday. So replay, so cool. We could do it at market open. We do it at market open, so we can start on the higher time frame. So you guys can see here on the higher time frame, we do have this liquidity void sitting right over here, right? Obviously, when you see this, this is basically a draw of liquidity. Price tends to just either one of three things: retrace back to equilibrium, hunt like a high or low, or what's it called? Fill into a PD array, right? And so when you see a big gap like this, it's usually a good draw of liquidity. And yeah, so on the higher time frame, this was pretty much the bias, or this was like the target for today. Um, so we could just jump into. I think the first trade actually happened on the 5-minute. And yeah, so where we're at right now, 6:30. So let's just play this right here. Right, so we come back up. Now I don't know. There was an inverse here. I don't know if it was this one. Yeah, so this actually was the first trade. I did not end up taking this one. I do not like 5-minute inverses. They have done me wrong multiple times, and so I just stopped taking them completely. But this was a pretty clean inverse. If you look on the higher time frame, click on the 1 hour. If you look on the 1 hour, there is a higher time frame for value gap here. They were just just completely bouncing off and rejecting out of. Not only that, you do also have this order block right over here. Oh, here, I could just do this for make you guys. Right, this order block, you have this sandwich right over here. This order block right here as well, right? So, price came up to this order block. I was also to this higher time frame PD array on the 1 hour. And then we started just bouncing off of it, right? So that probably would have given you a little bit more conviction that we wanted to come back down and fill in this liquidity void. You look on the 5-minute. I'm gonna delete all these rectangles, right? You guys know, right? That was the order block in the fair value gap, right? So on the higher time frame, we kept up, swept that. We got no candle closure above any of those, right? And on top of that, if you zoom in to the 5-minute, we do have this inverse fair value gap right over here. It's not even labeled, right? So we do have this inverse fair value gap right here, IFVG, right? You could enter good candle closure right here. Stop loss, 68 points, bro. That's fucking wild. No. This is horrible. Actually, I don't know if this is during the replay or just right now. but I guess you could have stop loss on top of the high, right? And then you could have break even right over here at this low. This would have been your break even. So break even, and then you could have targeted just this liquidity void down here, right? So this would have been 132 points. We're gonna let this play out. So it actually ends up hitting off of market open. You pretty much would have been done, right? Your trading day. This is a lot. This is a big win, right? So this was the first trade that I saw today. I did not end up taking. 5-minute inversion scare me. But so that was the first trade. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this for now. Now the second trade was a trade I actually ended up taking, and it happened around 9 o'clock. But if you keep looking on the 1 minute, we started to chop around. If you look on the 15-minute, on the 5, if you look on the 5, we do have this fair value gap right over here. We're also within this liquidity void. So now price kind of gets confused and it doesn't know what to do. As you guys may know, after a big leg down, after a big move down, usually what comes after is a little bit of consolidation, just because, you know, the market's still trying to figure out what it wants to do. On top of that, it's a Monday with no news. So it was pretty much sideways for like the longest time, as you can see here, you know. So it was just up, down, a lot of chop, still within this liquidity void, as you guys can see here. So nothing pretty much going on. If you traded during this, or if you made money, congrats. But I'm glad I recognized not to trade in this, just because I definitely there's so many fake inverses here that just completely suck. Not much conviction, right? But I'm gonna let this play out. So letting this play out. So this is where I was still paying attention to it, right? So I actually went on the 5-minute. As you can see here on the higher time frame, we also tapped into this fair value gap still on, we could label this as well, right? So we could label this minute 5 fair value gap. So minute 5 fair value gap. Now I went on the lower time frame as well. I still need to play this leg out. So we're still within this liquidity void. We tapped into this 5-minute fair value gap, and we just kept shooting back down. I noted that we had this fair value gap right over here as well on the 5-minute, and I actually zoomed in, and I was kind of just, you know, see what would happen, right? Just see if price would give me anything. Still nothing much happening around here. Still waiting. Nice. So here you can see we do have a BPR. We have two fair value gaps lining with each other right over here. So we could just label this a BPR. Now, people might tell me, why did I not just enter off of this candle closure up here? Just because on the 5-minute, we finally formed like an actual good fair value gap on the higher time frame, and we're also bouncing off of it 3 times. So this is pretty much indicating, you know, there's bearish order flow, just because, you know, we're just rejecting off of this pretty nicely, right? So we do have this BPR right over here. Now, you actually could have entered off of this candle closure on this fair value gap. Again, why would you not want to enter on the upside? Just because we have this 5-minute right here sitting, right? So right now we're respecting this 5-minute, and we zoom in, we have a BPR, and this BPR just got inversed. So you could have entered off of this candle closure right here. And not only that, we also have a regular fair value gap right over here as well. You guys see that? I could delete this. I'm gonna delete this blue thing, okay? Just so you guys know, we're still within this void. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. We're still within this void, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and delete this for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and label this as well. So minute 5 fair value gap. Right, we have a BPR, we have a regular fair value gap. Now you could have entered off of this candle closure. Could have had break even right here. Now what I was targeting was, if you look on the 1 hour, what I was targeting was looking very far left, was a order block that was at 5 o'clock. As you guys can see here, we do have this order block here. And I noted this just because we were rejecting off of it. We also have to, we were rejecting off of it. So I was like, what was it rejecting out of? There's no fair value gaps here. But there is this order block, and the order block basically counts as a PD array, right? So I wanted to pretty much target, oh, what the hell? Cool. So you could have a break even right here, and I was pretty much targeting just this low right on top of this order block. You do have relative equal lows here as well. So let's go back on the 1 minute, and I'm gonna let this play out. So we ended up just dumping, break even. Now we actually come back to retest into this fair value gap, and I actually held through this just because I like the rejection off of this bearish fair value gap here. Like if price wanted to continue higher or just continue within this range right over here, this would have got an inverse, as well as this 5 minute, right? So everything right here was just lining up, telling me that price probably wanted to continue a bit lower. And I actually ended up holding this one. And as you can see here, it actually drops to this 800 level, which we have down over here. So I'm gonna let this play out for you guys while I eat. Alright, it's taking sweet ass time. So as you guys can see here, this trade ran and it did really good. And we actually came back down to this 1 hour order block that we have over here. So this was the first trade I ended up taking. One thing I would say I was happy about was not recognizing the market and not trading within this range right over here, right? So I was kind of waiting, or like observing, for the market to tell me like what it wanted to do. And stuff kind of just lined up, right? So 5 minute fair value gap getting rejected. Zoom into the 1 minute, we have a BPR. BPR gets inversed. We have a regular fair value gap right here getting respected. Break even, right? But break even, I did not move my stop loss to break even, just because I wanted this fair value gap to hold, and it actually ended up playing out. Why is there 2 of them? What the hell? Why did it look like that? Cool. So this was the first trade that I ended up taking. Pretty solid. And yeah, the second trade happened a little bit right after. Where is it? Yeah, the second trade happened a little bit right after. Actually happened around 9:33. Let me see this. How does this? I think this trade was okay too, but if you look on higher time frame, we're definitely on a sell model of a curve. But the fact that we were rejecting off of this PD array, right? I kind of wanted to start seeing the buy model of a curve right over here. Right over here, and then right. So I wanted to start seeing a buy model of the curve just because we completely came and fulfilled this void. On top of that, we retraced back to a PD array. And now we're pretty much in discount of this entire range. I could use my Gann box. Right, so right now we're pretty much in discount of this entire range. So longs right here look pretty nice, but I did not actually cash any longs. I pretty much hopped off, but this was kind of like my train of thought going after we came back down here. We just got a nice rejection off of it. But the second trade was pretty cool too. So I could delete this, or I could just move this over here for you guys. So we do have an SMT here. And this is more of just a continuation model, basically, especially because the draw of liquidity was probably this PD array down here. Right, so you do have this inverse fair value gap right over here. I could label this inverse fair value gap. Right, so you do that as an inverse fair value gap here, and it also just basically shoots back down. You could have entered off of the candle closure here as well. Short, bank, right, and then just continued, just target this order block here as well. Now, this was pretty much the same thing as this other trade. Not only this, do we have an IFAG? This is also BPR, right? So /BPR. Right, so inverse fair value gap /BPR, we have it right here. And this trade actually looks very identical as this one, right? So we have a BPR, and then it kind of retraces back into a fair value gap and continues lower. Same thing here, right? So this gives you a fair value gap here. Right, so let me just break this down. So SMT with ES, BPR, inverse fair value gap. The inverse fair value gap and BPR also offered a regular bearish fair value gap, gets tapped into, and then just continue lower, right? So this trade is actually very identical to this one, just because, you know, BPR, inversed fair value gap, tapped into lower. So I actually found that pretty cool going into today. The fact that two of the same trades kind of happened today. And yeah, so this was the trade, and then that was it for today, actually. Just these two trades, and then this first one right over here. Now, why I picked this up from Justin Whirling. Again, shout out him, very good trader. I have trouble with draw of liquidities. You know, just like what to target if it's not like a high or a low or like equal highs. It's kind of hard to like map out what price wants to do, or like just have a general direction of what price wants to do. So I remember watching some of his videos, and he says price wants to do three things: retrace back to equilibrium, hunt liquidity, so like an internal high, engineered low or high or whatever, or retrace back to a PD array, right? So there's not much going on here, right? So can I hide drawings? Is that a thing? I guess not, but whatever. So this was open, right? This was open, and we have already swept out this high, right? So we swept out this high, and here I just clear everything here. Remove drawings. So this is an open candle, right? So we swept out this high completely. Okay, then now what? You think price would want to continue higher? And then you could also gain conviction that price didn't want to continue higher just because we have this hourly fair value gap here as well, right? So then what's your next target? Obviously, when you have liquidity voids like this is really a nice target as well to target. Like this liquidity pool right over here. And then, okay, so this got inversed, right? Or so we just fulfilled this. And then now what? Now you're looking for something else down here that price may want to retrace back to. Obviously you do have like engineered lows. These are not equal lows. Yeah, these are not equal lows. So if you had like something like equal lows down here or something, or like a nice clean fair value gap, that would have been it. But I noticed that we had this this PD array, this what's it called? This order block on the 1 hour. So this is what I used as my draw liquidity for today, and it actually ended up panning out, right? Look at that. Oh, what happened? I don't know what happened. But you see how this PD array, yeah, this bearish for valid, I mean this bullish for valid, I can't speak. This order block stood its ground, right? Retraced back into it, good rejection off of it, went back up, and then it came back down, good rejection off of it again, it went back up, right? So kind of glad that I saw this order block right here. And yeah, so sorry for the longer videos pushing 22 minutes, but those were the 2 trades from today. Pretty solid, and yeah, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.